Welcome to another AMA with Kadena Ecosystem. In this episode, we'll be speaking with the team from Secret Garden of Kadena. This conversation was recorded on September 8th, 2023, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of Kadena Ecosystem directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also, make sure to subscribe to our account to be alerted of new uploads. Now let's get started. Enjoy! Welcome everybody to another AMA with Kadena Ecosystem. Today we have back with us the crew at Secret Garden of Kadena. Welcome back, gentlemen. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. So what's new in the garden? You guys have been pretty hard at work. I see that you've released a couple of sneak peeks of some of the upcoming features, upcoming cool stuff that people are going to be able to get their hands on pretty soon. What's new in the neighborhood over in the garden?
Oh, just still working on the game and the NFT collection for the weapons and gear. We've got those done, and we've got our new Gatekeep collection, the Battle Heroes collection, that's going to allow more players into the Battle Blox Heroes game, and working on some staking stuff and getting ready for Cypherpunk, and all that fun stuff. So we can go over all that.
Nice. Let's maybe just start. For some people, you never know, this may be the first time they've ever heard of Secret Garden or listening to one of our awesome AMAs that we've done with you guys. Just kind of a quick recap about what Secret Garden is and what Battle Blox Heroes is.
Sure. Yeah, we're planning to be a multi-game protocol coming to Kadena. We're just going to have different genre of games that we're planning on building over the next several years. Battle Blox Heroes is our first game. It's kind of a survival battle game, just kind of an open world map where enemies basically kind of swarm you, and you just got to try to stay alive as long as possible. We've improved the game some from the prototype. We've actually done some different things with the graphics and characters and enemies, and it's going to look and play, or it's going to look a good bit different than it did before. We've gotten some recent videos of it from the game developers, and it's all looking pretty nice. We actually have a promo video. We'll be taken to Cypherpunk with this, but we'll probably premiere that before we go. But yeah, it's just a survival battle game. It'll be play to earn, but also free to play for everyone. Our reward system is going to be in-game usable NFTs. So right now we have a barbarian and a mage. We'll add more heroes later. We'll start off with those two, and each one has 16 different pieces of weapons and gear, from hats to spell books to capes to helmets and different wardrobe outfits and stuff like that. And each one has different functions in the game, and each one can be upgraded to level 4. So each collection of NFTs that we do, it'll be 16 for each hero, and each one will be a 10,000 collection to start off. But if you end up getting 2 of the same NFT, you can upgrade them to a level 2. That actually causes a deflationary effect to the collection. So every time somebody upgrades, it burns 2 of the original number of level 1s, and that basically, if everybody was to upgrade all of one piece to level 4, it basically makes that collection now a 1,250 collection. So it's going to, I think it'll help with some of the play to earn aspects of it. People being able to get weapons, and if they don't want them, or it's for a character they don't have or something like that, they can then resell it. Or if they want to upgrade stuff with upgrade their NFTs and play in game, it'll just make them stronger, more powerful in game, better rewards and better effects and stuff in game. So we think it's a pretty interesting system with the NFTs, and we're looking forward to get it all going.
Now, you guys are in the same boat that a lot of the different NFT projects in Kadena are right now that have things to launch, and that is the waiting for Marmalade V2 to come out. Now, we have talked with the Kadena team recently about that, and I believe they're going to be releasing a testnet, or you can actually use their testnet right now for testing out Marmalade V2. But you guys have obviously already used Marmalade before with your Gen1 collection. So what do you guys, if you know of anything, are going to be the improvements you think you're going to be able to utilize with the V2 version And how anxious are you to just finally hit that go button?
We're definitely anxious. We're ready to get staking going and all that stuff. And we're kind of waiting to see on a release date. And we've been told it's this month. And then we were told by someone else it may be early next year. So we're really hoping that gets done. We've been told we can go ahead and release on V1, and then they can just make changes to V2. So we're kind of playing with that idea depending on the timeline. If we see it's going to take too long, it's going to stall the project, then we may end up having to release on V1.
Which I think could help us a lot too, especially trying to get our Gen0 to, at least if we want to get it to Mark 1, version 1, we could at least go ahead and start that process to get it on Chain 8.
Yeah, we're going everything will be on WARM, eventually. We've actually talked to Arcade here recently about our Gen0 collection, and because we were wanting to move it over to MARM, because that'll just to keep things simple, basically. Because if we were going to release the Battle Heroes collection and all the NFTs on Chain 8 as Marmalade, but then still have, our Gen0 on the Butter standard, it was actually going to be two completely separate smart contracts needed for each collection to make all that work. So we're kind of trying to weigh our options. And like I said, we talked to our Arcade recently, and they're going to Marmalade everything here too. So once that all happened, they're kind of waiting for Kadena as well. So once that all happens and they put Gen0 on Marmalade, then it makes everything just seamless. So we're kind of a little bit at a standstill trying to see what's going on with all that on the smart contract side, just so we can make sure and get it all right and we're not having to do double the work.
Yeah, it's a time and thing for them too. Like I said, if they're trying to go to V2 as well, we're having to kind of pull Gen0 from the Arcade over to Ahsoka. But if Arcade can get to V2, then that leaves us the option of leaving it there also, and people can stake wherever it's it's at. So
yeah, it's kind of you don't know if you want to go too soon, because as long as they make it simple enough for Marmalade V1 already existing NFTs and stuff to just be moved over to V2, as long as they can make that process seamless, then really there's nothing then stopping anyone from just moving ahead right now on the V1 standard.
Yeah, we're being told that it wouldn't be terribly difficult to go from V1 to V2 whenever that happens. If we decide to launch on V1 now,
it's an easier transition from V1 to V2. So from what we're being told,
so so we're kind of waiting to hear all that. Like I said, if they announce something that's going to be later, like next year or something like that, then we may have to go ahead and move forward and just deal with it when V2 comes out later. But I'm really hoping they get it done or something fairly soon, so we can go ahead and get everything going. We wanted to have a lot of this stuff going before Cypherpunk, so we're anxious, but we want to be patient as well and do the right thing.
Now, you mentioned earlier when we were talking about the BattleBlox Heroes game that this new update is going to look differently. Could you maybe go in a little bit more detail about what that means for the people like myself who have already played the existing version that's out there? What exactly we're going to see in a difference? Because I think visually that the game right now looks really good. It could be a simple port for mobile. I feel like it would, look just on a phone as well. So what are people expecting to possibly see in this newer version?
Well, we basically, the original version was the really boxy characters. And they were really cool looking. They were kind of cutesy looking or whatever, but they were the square looking, low poly characters, very low poly. We actually decided to go with different looking characters and enemies. They're still all low poly style, but they're not as boxy. It's actually more human looking, cartoony still, but they're not as that square box look. So, but we've got 2 brand new maps that have been custom built. One's going to be like in a foresty garden area, and one's going to be in a cave. We've got a bunch of new enemies, and they're all more kind of realistic looking as well. Not still cartoony, low poly, you know what I mean, but not that boxy style. So it looks pretty different compared to what it did before, but to me it looks better.
Well, the map now is a little bit smaller, it's a little bit tighter. The one that we're building now is a little bit more open, so there's more running around. You have more space, less obstacles, but you have more attacks in ways. So
the original game was, each hero had a manual, auto attack and then 2 special attacks. This one's obviously going to be a lot different because each weapon is going to have its own set of attacks. You'll have like an axe of fire, axe of lightning, axe of thunder, and so each one of those will have its special effects and stuff to go with it. So it'll be definitely some different gameplay as well. Instead of each hero having its own ability, each weapon and gear piece will add to that. So yeah, it's definitely going to look a good bit different. Still same style of gameplay where basically either you have a bunch of enemies just kind of coming at you, but it's better. It's more well done in our opinion. So we had a bigger budget for this one than the prototype. So
now, when it comes to, because a lot of people, there isn't very many games out there yet that are interacting with NFTs and with crypto wallets and things like that. Can you maybe go into a little bit of detail about how exactly, like, the Gen 0 ones are kind of going to be the gatekeepers for the game, and your ticket in to play the game on a different level rather than just the regular free-to-play version. Could you maybe explain how that kind of interaction is possible?
You mean just with, sorry, guess I'm missing the question. What are you asking exactly?
Well, just like, so like when someone downloads the game or someone who owns a bunch of like the actual NFTs, once the game is in kind of a full release mode and outside of this kind of original beta version-y kind of thing, how exactly are people going to be connecting like their wallets and their NFTs to the game itself, and what kind of interactions will be happening?
Yeah, well, we got the wallet connects for our website and stuff got done today with we got Koala and Zelcore and Chainweaver and Echo Wallet, and we're using Wallet Connect for links, but yeah, basically, I mean, you'll connect your wallet to the game. You'll have your gatekeep, and just to clarify, the Gen 0 will be a gatekeep for the game, and you will be able to stake it. Well, so will the new Battle Heroes collection that we're coming out with. It'll be, you'll have the option of having the Barbarian or the Mage, and those will be stakeable as well. So I put out a thread here recently on our page on kind of some of the benefits of holding the Gen 0 versus just holding the battle blocks. Gen 0 will get extra perks, access to all the heroes as opposed to just having to own one NFT for one hero. But whether they own the Battle Blocks collection or the Gen 0 collection, they'll connect to the game. The game will recognize that they have that NFT and that they're using that character. Any weapons or gear that they hold as well will be recognized in the game. So if they have several weapons and gear pieces in their wallet as NFTs, the game will recognize that, and you'll have access to be able to use those pieces of gear as well in the game. The staking, the way it's going to work is basically for every NFT you have stake, whether it's Gen 0 or the Battle Heroes collection, every 7 days you'll be able to get a free weapon piece. So if you have like 5 NFTs, and every 7 days you'll get 5 random pieces. It'll be kind of a random mint between the Barbarians and the Mage. It's the 32 collections total. So at that point, you'll be able to turn around and resell if you want, or use that weapon in game for the hero that you have, or whatever you want to do with it. So yeah, it'll function, and it'll be, we're making it for mobile and for web as well. So you'll be able to play directly from our website, or you'll be able to play from the mobile app. But if you don't want to play to earn, there will be the option to play for free as well with in-game purchases and stuff.
Awesome. Now, you just said like the weapons themselves, are they going to be upgradable? Because as you said, you can upgrade your characters, but are the weapons also going to be rolling with the same kind of features of upgrading the weapons, making the collections deflationary?
Yes. Well, actually, the heroes themselves are not upgradable.
Okay.
It'll just be the weapons themselves there. So there's 16 different NFT collections of gear weapons for each hero, 32 total, and each one will be a 10,000 collection that will be upgradable to level 4. So basically, you'll be able to upgrade any of those weapons and gear pieces to make your character have different abilities or stronger in game. And we have different pieces of, like I said, a bunch of different stuff, but some of it's for like invincibility, and some's for, sorry, kids just came home. They're deciding to be loud. I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, the weapons will be upgradable in game. And then as we release more heroes, we'll have more weapons and stuff to add to it.
That's great. Let's maybe just kind of go back a little bit about what you were talking about there. And it's also in the thread, if anyone hasn't read the recent thread that they put out about these new features and new characters and everything like that. Let's maybe go over for the people who have been around for a while and possibly have a couple of these Gen 0 NFTs and Gen 1 NFTs in their wallets. What exactly are going to be the perks for those people? Because a lot of people like really want to make sure that, even I find it's kind of sometimes hard to keep up with all of the new things happening in all of the communities, and sometimes may miss out on certain free stuff I could get possibly just for holding other NFTs. So let's maybe cover some of the perks for the OG Secret Garden people out there.
Sure. Well, of course, it'll be, you'll be able to hold our very first Gen 0 collection. It's some pretty cool NFT art or pixel art, 128-bit pixel, and it's a really neat collection. Everyone who holds a Gen 0, we're going to let them actually free mint. We put that into the collection number to be able to free mint a battle hero. And honestly, with them holding a Gen 0, they don't really need to free mint that battle hero. They'll be able to use that Gen 0 anyway. But it's really just a thank you for holding and being there and part of the community. So if they choose to hold on to that and sell it later or sell it whenever the marketplace opens and all that, they can turn around and just resell what they just free minted if they want to. So it's really just kind of a freebie for holding a Gen 0 to be able to mint one of those the Battle Heroes collections just to be able to resell later if they'd like. Another one is if, we do have plans to go cross-chain. We've actually been kind of discussing what and when and how and all that with cross-chain here recently as well. And so we plan on anybody that's holding a Gen 0 being able to free mint on whatever network we go to in the future. So if we decide to expand to another network, whenever that, we will eventually, but whenever we decide to do that, we'll be able to collect wallet addresses and give them a free mint over there on that network as well. And so if they want to just grab that free mint, stake it, and get weapons on that network as well to be able to resell, then they can do that also. Oh, that was another benefit. So if someone has like 5 of the Gen 0s, they want to free mint those other ones, they could just free mint it and sell them, or they can free mint it and stake it. So if you have 5 Gen 0s, you can go free mint 5 of the battle heroes and stake all 10, and now you're getting 10 weapons every 7 days. So there's 2 ways to kind of to benefit from that. You can resell the Battle Blox collection, or you can just stake and get more weapons to play the game or to resell, whatever they want to do. And then, of course, to free mint on the cross chain whenever we decide to do that. We're going to make it to where the Gen 0 can play any hero in the game. So that way they don't have to, I mentioned that earlier, they don't have to hold a barbarian or a mage NFT of the Battle Heroes collections. They can just hold the Gen 0 and play either one. So if they, 7 days comes around for staking and they want to go grab claim their rewards and they get some cool new axe, they can go play with the barbarian without having to actually go buy that barbarian NFT or have that barbarian NFT as well. So, and then that includes future heroes. So, if we do an archer and a druid and stuff like that in the future, you'll just have access to those characters without having to buy anything new. And then whenever we do release new like future weapons and stuff, we plan to do like airdrops and stuff to the Gen 0 holders, so that if we do release like an archer in the future in the game, then they will automatically, we'll give them free drops and weapons so they can go in and just start playing, with that. So, we're gonna have a very small kind of early access mint for the weapons gear NFTs, the ones on Kadena, and so the Gen 0 will have access to those. We'll probably do it for a couple KDA each or something like that. A very small little mint, and that way if people want to go in and just grab some weapons to start off with and be ready to upgrade and be ready, and then when the game comes out, they can do that. And then we'll release more perks later. So.
One question about the free mint on the KDA, just so people are aware. Is there going to be a certain point where you guys snapshot the wallets, or will this be even if after the game's released and the mint has kind of started, that people will be able to buy Gen 0 NFTs off of the marketplace and then go get free mints? Or is this kind of going to be a snapshot and then that's it kind of situation?
We'll do a snapshot situation. Yeah, we'll make it to where we know the holders at a certain point we'll get the free mint, and then after that it won't be. So
kind of sounds like people, if they have them on the marketplace, should maybe take them down when the free mint comes along to make sure that they have it in their wallets and not on the marketplace.
Yeah, that would be good.
Awesome. Yeah, so that sounds really interesting. And one thing that people, I know that I'm more interested in is actually the staking features, because that, like you said, there's also going to be a free to play version that people are going to be able to, because there's lots of people out there that just like playing games and playing mobile games specifically and don't really care so much about the crypto side of things. So it's really cool to hear that you're doing, kind of both worlds at the same time, which may end up bringing people from the non-crypto world into the crypto space, and kind of, because they're not going to, obviously there's not going to be there's not going to be a staking version on the pay side. It's only going to be for the crypto stuff. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that was part of the perk too, was, the Web 2 people that just like to play video games. Maybe this is an introduction to get them in and get them playing. And then once they start to realize how the Web 3 part works, and how you can stake and do that, it may pull them kind of over to our side. So
Yeah.
it could work.
Yeah, because if I was playing a game and was like, well, I'm buying these weapons and I'm doing this kind of stuff, whereas if I just, actually buy the NFT version of them, then I can stake and get free weapons. I wouldn't see the reason why you wouldn't, really.
And to resell it later, potentially.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as it gets further into its timeline and gets even more deflationary, they're just going to become more valuable for people wanting to buy them. Plus, most of the weapons that are going to be out there at that point will be high-level weapons, which people, have been building out of their free given stake ones, turning into high weapons, and you could probably sell them for a higher after price on a secondary market. So really, there's no reason to not get into the crypto side of it, in my opinion.
Absolutely. We've even got those people that, they own 100 plus NFTs, just think what they're going to be drawing every 7 days. They're really going to be stacking. So it's great.
Yeah. We've tried to come up with several different ways that people can benefit from the play to earn aspect of it, to make it beneficial for people. But, we've said from the beginning, our ultimate goal is to build really fun games. We're trying to just come up with really neat game ideas and build really cool games that people want to play. The play to earn aspect is great. A lot of people love that. Some people could care less about it. They just want to play something fun. So that's our main objective.
Now, outside of the staking and stuff like that, is there going to be ways for people to actually earn things in the game? Like, is there plans for doing kind of tournaments, any kind of fun events like that? That people on both sides of the field, be it the NFT side or the pay-to-play side, will be able to get in on. And so that way, even the pay-to-play people will have a chance to win some free stuff, since they do not have a staking option.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, our plan is to have a leaderboard, like a daily leaderboard, and the top players of the day basically get an NFT drop for that day. So, and we're looking at the kind of the tokenomics, I guess you could say, of the NFTs and collections we have. It would be pretty easy for us to give out 10, possibly 15 NFTs a day to the top players. So the people that are in there playing every day will be able to actually win those NFTs as rewards, which will help them, upgrade their weapons and build more in the game and stuff like that. So, as for the pay to play side, we will have tournaments and stuff at some point, like that, player versus player type stuff. But I don't know. We'll have to figure out some way to possibly get them in to give them rewards for playing as well. But we're, for the really leaderboard side of it, we're really just looking at the NFTs and the play to earn.
But we could potentially have a position where if it was a tournament, they could win 50 KDA or, 10 KDA for the tournament. So,
well, yeah, we'll definitely be doing that for the play to earn aspect of the game. When we have our tournaments, it'll be a buy-in, and you'll be able to win, a portion of it. So, but on the paid side, we'll have to think of something else we can do. We'll have to find something interesting. Or maybe we could just influence them to pull them over to the crypto side to be able to play to win with earn.
You should, I know that you probably don't want to go down this road of like ads and things like that, but it'd be kind of neat to have crypto ads in it to like get people, push them more towards that side. Just quick little splash screens or something that, like loading screens in between scenes kind of ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually are going to do ads in the game for the paid side at least. But we're going to make it not so invasive. Like you have your games that basically force you to watch a video every time you do something, and those are just super annoying, in my opinion. But then you have the games that are like, hey, you won this round, you won 500 gold. We'll make it 1,000 if you watch this video. So they don't have to, but they can. So we're going to try to set it up in that regard to where if they want extra bonuses in game, they can, but they're not just bombarded with a bunch of ads. But that is a good idea to possibly start doing some of our own ads or something, maybe get some other projects involved, and we can help spread the word about other Kadena projects and stuff.
Yeah, you could be like, hey, for 50 KDA a month, we'll throw your project's splashboard in our game.
There you go.
I like it.
You might have some projects be down with that. I'm sure some of them will hear that and be like, yeah, sure. That's any kind of promotions to bring more people in.
Heck, we've got our stickers on CAD cars, so we need to pay the...
Yeah, exactly. So as the game kind of progresses, and you guys are obviously Battle Blox is kind of becoming a bigger thing. You got full release characters, the weapons are out, everything like that. Obviously, you have now your Gen 1 NFTs as well. Have you made much more progress, or have you been kind of focusing solely right now on Battle Blox on the next iterations that will involve the Gen 1 NFTs?
Well, Gen 1 Gen 1 is kind of meant for our second game. So that's going to be more of the staking and gatekeep and stuff like that for game 2. So, that's originally we had wanted Gen 1 because Gen 0 was a free collection. We really didn't have a lot of utility for it to start off with. It was just kind of a freebie for the community and some marketing for us and stuff like that. But then once we got into it, we realized we needed to add a utility to it. So we made it for that Battle Blox Hero game. But really the Gen 1 now is going to be kind of the gatekeep and staking for game 2. It's one of the reasons we're bringing out the battle, because we had toyed with the idea of making Gen 0 and Gen 1 for the first game, but we had already kind of told so many people that Gen 1 was going to be for game 2. So that's another reason we kind of came out with that Battle Heroes collection, is just to give people more interest, more ability to play the games and stuff. But Gen 1 really is going to be more for the second game. That's once we start. We've been really focusing on or thinking about doing a tower defense and stuff, but we've got another idea for a really, what we think would be a super, super fun game. And so we're still trying to decide on what that game's going to be and what it's going to look like and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Still toying around with that.
Yeah, Kevin came up with a great idea for a game for Gen 1, and I absolutely love it. And it's kind of taken over my thought process of the second game, as opposed to the tower defense, because I think it's something that people would really enjoy. But anyway.
Yeah, but we really hadn't had much time to focus on building that direction yet. Like right now, yeah, our total concentration of time has been on the Battle Blox Heroes and the staking and just working with the developers and getting the wallet connect functions done. So there's a lot going on in that arena right now.
We'll focus a little more on Gen 1 in game 2 later on. So,
well, one good thing about getting go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, one of the things that we were kind of focused on, even though we're building Battle Blox Heroes, like he said earlier, we are kind of looking at cross chain. So we don't want to go too far forward yet if we're going to go horizontally with this game. So we're kind of looking, and like you said, that kind of takes us back to Marmalade V2. We're kind of waiting on how that works, and then we want to be on Kadena first, but some of these things can actually be spread cross chain quicker because we're having to wait on Marmalade V2. So we don't want to put the cart before the horse. So we're just kind of like letting everything play itself out, because we don't want to get them ahead of ourselves and make mistakes or errors. We want to produce a good product.
Now, a little bit more thought on the cross-chain process for people who that's kind of piquing their ears, because a lot of projects even in the Kadena space right now have also been thinking along the same lines of branching out and bringing more attention to Kadena through other communities by going cross-chain, or just maybe even some are just offering payment in other currencies for Kadena NFT, stuff like that. If you guys do end up fully going cross-chain, will it be a complete kind of remint of the collections on those chains? And if so, will it be the same art, or will there be new generative art being formed?
The plan currently, we don't plan on reminting our Gen 0 or Gen 1 on another network. It had crossed our mind that we could possibly remint those on another network, but we don't want the people on Kadena to feel like they got, whatever. There's art that they got, but it's also something similar on another network, and we don't want people to feel some type of way about that. So our plan right now was basically, we had actually created the heroes, the weapons, and all that stuff. If you notice in the bottom right corner is a little K for Kadena. We have actually created that for another network as well, because that was one of our focus on possibly going to a different network. So we basically were going to use the same art, but with just a different symbol for the network in the bottom right corner to tell people, hey, this is on this network, not Kadena, and that way they could distinguish between the two. But no, really, we were planning on doing kind of this, like the exact same Battle Heroes collection and the exact same weapons collection. Everything would look identical to the Kadena collection, except for the little symbol in the bottom right corner, which would be that would tell which blockchain it's on. So really, it would be, the art on Kadena and the other network would be basically identical, because our new Battle Heroes collection doesn't have any traits. We didn't want to focus too much time and effort on trying to really just, make it to a whole bunch of traits and this, whatever. Everything's going to look basically the same. Like all the barbarians look the same, all the mages look the same. So it's really more of just a gatekeep function more than it is meant to be like an NFT collection. So it's meant more for utility than art, I guess you can say. But they do look pretty cool, I think, in my opinion. So now you'll notice on the some of the stuff I've shared, or maybe in Discord and stuff as well, but like there is some differences between the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 kind of weapons. Like when you look at the art, level 1 is common, and so it's a blue color. Level 2 is rare. Level 1's common, it's green. Level 2 is blue, it's rare. Level 3 is purple, epic, and level 4 is legendary, and it's like an orangey red color. And so the backgrounds are different. The weapons have a little different colorings on them and all that as you upgrade the NFTs. But from network to network, it'll basically be the exact same art, just for the utility.
Now, when it comes to people, if you do go multi-chain and it's all implemented and NFTs on both protocols, will that have any interaction with the game itself? I'm assuming that since the game doesn't really have any kind of PvP type gameplay to it, that it won't really matter what network they're playing on, will it?
It shouldn't, no. And that's one thing when we were looking at cross-chain is, right now, as for bridge functions, there's not a whole lot with Kadena. I know they're working on stuff, but we were actually looking at kind of building it out separately, like build out a separate thing on Kadena with separate wallet functions and separate collections that connects, and then building out a separate thing on the other networks, which wallet connect functions and connects. If we can make it like where everybody, from each network can play in the same tournaments and stuff like that, I believe we can, then I would definitely will. But we'll have to kind of cross that bridge once we get there and see what the Marmalade's looking like and different things like that, and see how it's going to work. But currently, kind of doing building out two separate systems, one on Polygon and one on Kadena. Or not, Polygon's one of our options, but that's one of the ones we're kind of looking at, but we're not 100% sure about that one yet. So,
well, it's good to keep your options open. There's tons of different protocols out there that you could probably go with, but I feel like kind of when it comes to, I assume the weapons will have the same attributes as opposed to being deflationary. That's one of the things that's going to be kind of necessary to cross across all protocols, no matter where you go.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do the same thing with the collections on like the deflationary. They'll have the same tokenomics, per se, and all that stuff on different networks. So, if we do drop there's 10,000 of each weapon on Kadena, we'll drop 10,000 of each weapon on the other networks as well, and they'll also be deflationary. But so you'll have 1250 of one axe or whatever on Kadena, but then there'll be a whole another separate collection on the other networks. So same systems. The developer we have now has got experience on other networks, so he's already told us he can be able to go to EVM chains or whatever we decide to do in the future.
Well, it's good to have some diversity in your developers because, like I still firmly believe that, especially for projects like yourselves that have been around in the Kadena space now for quite a while, a lot of projects are hitting their 1-year anniversaries, that, we're kind of, until Kadena reaches that next plateau, that we're kind of, or next high level, I should say, that we're kind of on a plateau right now. And, there's not a lot of new people coming into the space, but we are seeing new people now that the Kadena team is starting to branch out. Things are actually starting to get worked on and completed, and people are really starting to see, the tires underneath are actually starting to move again. But until V2 comes out and gets finalized, a lot of projects are kind of spinning the wheels and kind of sitting there right now, just waiting to hit the gas pedal and go. So once, let's say they announce tomorrow that V2 is ready and you're going to be able to start going with all of the stuff that everyone's been waiting on. What do you have any kind of time frames? Are you guys like just kind of sitting on a lot of stuff, just waiting to hit that go button, or will there still be a little bit of time before things are fully kind of functional and released?
No, we've got several things that are ready to go right this second.
We're sitting there waiting to spin the tires.
Yeah, I mean, our Battle Heroes collection's ready to go. The weapons are ready to mint and get ready for the staking stuff. The developer got the wallet connect functions finished today, and that was kind of his pre-building to get prepared for for MARM and stuff. And as soon as we say, hey, here's MARM 2, this is what it is, let's go, he's going to get to work. So we've got several things just like literally sitting there ready to go. And so as soon as they say MARM 2 is ready, we hope within, I keep putting out times and it keeps being wrong, so I hate to think so. Hopefully within a month we would have the staking going, we would have the collections minted and selling the Battle Heroes collections and all that stuff.
The game's looking really good. We're making a few upgrades, we're tweaking some things, but I mean the game's almost ready. So
yeah, the game is ready. Almost ready on the development side.
Correct.
Once the development of the game is ready, is when we'll towards the end of that is when we'll start looking at the back end smart contract functions and all that stuff to go with it. So we probably got a little while before the game actually comes out. But as for other stuff, we're chomping at the bit. We're ready to go. You mentioned 1-year anniversary. We got about 13 days till our 1-year anniversary of launching, and it'll be just a few days before Cypherpunk, so we'll basically be celebrating our 1 year down there. So,
well, that's very exciting. I'm actually looking forward. I'm going to be, for those who don't know, I'll be attending Cypherpunk as well. Lucky enough, there's a lot of conferences going on right now. Kobe was going to try to get down, but he's got like permissionless to go to, and then there's another one he has to go to. He's just got a whole bunch of ones lined up, so he decided, he's like, well, Chris is a good guy to be sending down there. So, and I'll never complain on a trip to Florida. I have no problems spending a few days down there. So, be definitely looking forward to going down there and finally meeting you guys. I'll be the very easy guy to find because I'm 6 foot. I'm a pretty big guy. So shouldn't be too hard to find me in the crowd.
You'll see us because we'll be wearing our new SGK merch. And that was another thing we were going to mention. We've been working with a place we did a logo contest and got some pretty cool logos and stuff made for us. And we've got other stuff we have. And we've been working with a guy to get kind of a t-shirt, merchandise store set up. So we actually just got our personal shirts printed or purchased last night. And so we'll have fresh new SGK merch to show off at the conference. We're looking forward to it. We got a place staying within walking distance, and so we'll be there having a good time. So,
yeah, we're really hoping to get that merch thing put up before we get to Cypherpunk. So if anybody wants to go on and order them anything, they can get there some SGK stuff.
Yeah, I'm just not looking to that 6 o'clock in the morning flight. I guess, and it's a 2.5 hour drive from here to the airport where I'm going. So I'll be getting up at like 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning to get down there to get my plane. It'll be a interesting trip, but yeah.
Yeah, we're flying out of Toronto up here because we would have had to, I live near Ottawa, so I would have had to take a flight from Ottawa to Toronto, which is just an hour flight. And then they were all like 8-hour layovers until the plane. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'll drive the 3 hours to Toronto and park my car in a parking lot for a couple of days and then fly it back. But we're only a 4-hour flight and we got a hotel. It's a 6-minute drive from the hotel, but my girlfriend's coming with me for company. And so I tried to chose a place near the beach so that she has something to go do while I'm at the conference. So we're a little ways away, but
we were talking about that earlier. So like my wife's coming, so there'll be several women there together. My wife was like, I just want to go to the beach. So I was like, well, hey, all the wives can get together and girlfriends and they can all go to the beach.
Yeah, we didn't care how far we were from the beach when we were booking ours. We just wanted to be close to the conference. They can take an Uber to the beach.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like Uber is the way to go down there. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I'm taking Uber from the airport to the apartment. I won't have to do much after that. I can walk everywhere I want to go.
Well, I've been to Fort Lauderdale before, so it's pretty close. I mean, once you get on that strip, like with the beach across the street, it's super nice. But yeah, I've got about a 2-hour drive, and I'm having to fly out of Atlanta, and it's like at 9 at night. But that's a direct flight, so I'll be rolling in about 11 o'clock that night. So it's only about a 2-hour flight.
I'm flying into Nashville, and it's a direct flight, about a 2-hour flight, so 2:20, something like that. But I'll be getting to Fort Lauderdale at 9 o'clock in the morning the day before I'm supposed to be there. I'll be there by myself for hours before anybody else shows up.
We're showing up at like noon the day before to get all settled in. And
holler at me then. Maybe we can catch up before the conference.
For sure. See, we got our good buddy Ron in here, and he's been waiting patiently. He's got his hand up. Feel free to join the conversation, Ron.
Come on, Ron.
I just want to mention
going down there.
Yep. I just want to mention that I love these guys. Just so nice, awesome people, absolutely generous. I want to let everybody know that they gave me and my girlfriend a free VIP ticket for this, and so because of this, we were able to plan a whole vacation around it. You know, if I didn't get this ticket, I wouldn't be going on vacation this year probably. So it really huge. I'm really excited for it. It'll be a big step for me as well. You know, as I kind of step out from behind the phone, get to shake some of your guys' hands, and I'm just really excited for it. But yeah, quick shout out to them. They're just absolutely awesome. I can't wait to meet you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Yeah.
We were glad you can come down. We're glad to give that to you, man. So we've got, something else I wanted to mention. We've got 4 general admission tickets that we can give out. If anybody out there wants to go and, you know, can get down there and everything, we got 4 tickets for it, which are some tickets for people. So
if you're like hours driving distance, I would definitely be hitting that up because it should be a really good conference. They got some really good speakers. I'm really excited too to meet the team from Flux because they seem like really cool people as well.
For sure.
As well as all the different Kadena projects that are going to be down there also. So should definitely be a good time. Hopefully the nightlife is good as well. I'm sure there'll probably be some after parties. I know there's some good Kadena people that like to party. So never know what all kind of debauchery we'll get into.
No kidding. I was even trying to have the tank with the ticket, and I guess he was just too scared to drive over. So, you know, I just had to call him out on it. He was scared.
Yeah, it should be a good time. The after parties and VIP stuff, cigar room or whatever. We should have fun with all that.
Yeah, now Hank's like, I want to come. Now that you say cigar room.
Yeah, I know. Hey, and I'm telling you, I bought a case of cigars, so I'm going to be passing them out.
You should get little SGK bands for them.
Oh, we should.
We've been looking at everything. I'm telling you, when it comes to like the merch store and stuff, we've been brainstorming. I mean, we've even talked about selling coffee with our SGK logo on it. So
yeah, I have a local guy here that has a brand new has a connection with some farmers in Colombia up on a mountain. He's got some 100% organic Colombian mountain grown coffee that he's starting to sell. And I went and talked to him about buying in bulk and slapping some SGK labels on it and start selling our little brand of coffee here. But yeah, we something else I was going to say and I forgot. It's all right, never mind. I'll remember it later.
It'd be kind of cool to maybe, since you guys do have good connections with Arcade, find out who does their artwork prints where you can, like, I have one of my Arcade bowls printed out in a big, like, huge poster size thing with the NFT information. I'm sure some people would love to have their gnomes printed out like that as well.
The service that we're using for our merch, they actually give you IP rights. So you can sign up with them and use your own NFTs and basically print your own stuff onto any of the merch that we're going to have, whether that's a mouse pad, coffee cup, t-shirt, hat, whatever you want. You'll be able to use your own NFT for that with IP rights. So
that way, I guess if Rod wanted to print his Gen1 101,
he's got 2 1-of-1s, doesn't he?
I know.
2 of them.
I don't know, was it one or two?
2 of them.
Just one. Just one.
Just one. Oh, for some reason I thought you won a second one. I was like,
no, he got your one with the hand cut off where it's on the shoulder. Like, it's cool.
oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. We were toying with the idea of renting a golf cart down there. We're going to get some Flux SGK signs and put all over the golf cart and to drive around all over Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all don't want to turn us loose in the city. It could get dangerous.
We could have fun.
Well, I see we're getting closer to the end. I see you guys are wanting to give away an NFT, which is always very generous of you guys. I don't know how you want to host this, but I'm sure you guys have given away quite a few before and have a process for how you do this. So why don't we cover that?
Well, yeah, usually I do like a retweet of it, but I'm not sure how many retweets that got. May not be in, I don't know how many people. They usually require a certain amount of retweets before you can use Twitter Picker. So I may just have to randomly pick somebody, or maybe I can do something where I pick a random number and just count through the crowd or whatever.
That's we did that for one of the, I think, was it Boxing Badgers or someone we did a giveaway like that for, where the person had us just had me pick a number between the amount of people that are in here, just a random number, because the user list that I see will be different from the user list that everyone sees. Everyone kind of sees a different order in their user list. So
I've seen that done before. I think that's a good idea. I've seen you do that before.
There's 16 in here. So let's say pick a number and I'll
minus us.
All right. So 16 minus 4.
So I guess that would be
minus. Oh, we'll keep Ron in there. We'll keep you. He's in.
If I went,
on. Okay. We'll take Ron out. So that's 12 people. So between 1 and 12, I guess. Let's go with 7.
Oh, that is. It's for me. That's Hazen.
Wait, does Hazen win every time? I think he's rigged.
Yeah, Hazen's got some lucky horseshoes somewhere on him.
Does. Holy crap! Hey, dude, you want to go to Vegas with me?
Awesome. So make sure you guys reach out and get your NFT. But actually, I love everything you guys have been working on. I can't wait to see what the next iteration of this game is going to look like. Because like I said, the game that you have out now that people can play looks amazing as is. So you definitely have some really good developers. So I'm really interested to see what the next iteration is going to play and get my hands on that. I got my Gen 0 garden gnomes just waiting for everything to be pushed. I'll be definitely taking advantage of those free mints, throwing those all in for staking and getting my building up some really cool weapons so that I can kick some ass in this game. So very awesome catching up. I can't wait to see. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully V2 is just around the corner. And, from what I understand, it's in kind of almost final testing stages, but you never know what that means in the crypto space. So hopefully it means sooner than later. It would be really nice to have, obviously, before Christmas, because people, it'd be a nice Christmas present to see all of these projects boom and take off and just, come running out the gate with all of this amazing stuff that everyone's been working on for the past at least 6-8 months since we've been hearing about and working towards this V2 goal. So very excited for everything you guys are doing. Like Ron said, you guys are awesome guys, just even to talk to, and I can't wait to meet you, shake your hand, and see what comes in the near future for you.
Yeah, we appreciate you having us. We're looking forward to seeing people at Cypherpunk, and stay tuned on what we're building. Hopefully we can get all this stuff pushed out real quickly.
Yeah, I know, man. Just stay tuned, because I know it's slow, but right now in the bear, it's just hard, and everybody's trying to do their best to stay going. And we feel extremely confident of where we're at and what we're doing. So we're still solid, strong. Just hang in there with us, and we'll get to you.
All right, really fast before we end this, I want your guys' opinion on something.
Shoot.
And it's about Cypherpunk. So I learned today that on day 1, I'll be representing Wizards Arena, and on day 2, I'll be representing KMZ. And so KMC has like a whole entire booth with like a KA3 there and like all this stuff going on. And I'm just wondering, like, Chris, like, are you bringing like Koala Wallet stuff to like hand out? Like, are you guys bringing down like Secret Garden of Kadena stuff to hand out? Like, I haven't had anything planned, and I need to figure it out.
I got some stickers. I got some Koala Wallet and Eucalyptus Lab stickers and stuff I can bring with me for sure. I like handing out stuff.
All right, we have been discussing that. We've actually been on the phone discussing that all day today. We've not really met yet, but we really will plan to try to bring something to give out.
I think I also have temporary tattoos and magnets. Now that I think of it.
Oh, I want a temporary tattoo of a Koala Wallet.
Yeah, I can hook you up with that. Sure.
Hey, let's just all get drunk and get real Koala Wallet tattoos while we're there.
Yeah, I don't know about all.
That I might be able to work that into a raise.
Yeah,
I've been itching for some new ink lately. So like a good idea.
Yeah, I'd have to stick with probably the fake ones. I don't have any ink, but I would do that. I figured you could bring some of the KMC coins or tokens to give out or something.
Well, I mean, KMC has most of their side figured out. I just need to worry about the Wizards Arena side.
Well, that's true.
So whatever you guys decide on, just keep me posted. I might end up just ordering some cheap stickers with the Wizard hat on it and like a QR code or something.
Yeah, that's what we were doing too, because our shirts that we had built, we have custom shirts made with our SGK on the front and back. And then on our sleeve, y'all will notice our left sleeve has our name, C4 Crypto or Crypto Spider, and it's got our QR code on it. So you'll be able to just scan right off of our shirts and go straight to our website or link tree.
You know, I was thinking the same exact thing when I designed my Wizards shirt, but I was thinking, I'm not going to go that far. But you guys,
we do it. We're kind of crazy. I'm telling you, we're crazy.
If you're going to get some stickers, Ron, just use Sticker Mule. They're super cheap. They're super quick. They make really great stickers.
Yeah.
Not endorsed.
Sticker Mule.
Awesome. Yeah, Sticker Mules are a great site for that. Yeah. I'd be mentioning it every single place I do then. Make sure you go get some stickers at stickermule.com.
Absolutely.
Use promo code Kadena Ecosystem for 10% off your order. Well, it's been really great catching up with you guys. Like I said, you're working really hard. You're doing a lot of really good stuff. You obviously, have put the work in, and now we're just, waiting for that Marmalade V2 to hit the go button. And once it does, we're going to see things just go bananas, I feel. So can't wait to see the new game, and really just appreciate you guys coming back and updating us. Really great talking to you today.
Yeah, we've had a really good time.
Yeah. We'll do another one soon in the future. We got
for sure.
Yeah, thank you for giving us the time to update everybody and just kind of let everybody know what's going on. I know everybody sits back, and of course you get the win. When you're trying to do all this stuff and you're waiting on V2, and it's like you're chomping at the bit and you're ready to give it to people and you can't because you're still waiting. So it's just kind of a patience game right now. So thank you for having us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good for people to hear from us, and that way they know that we're still here. We're still building and working and all that good stuff. So
it's just a process.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming out and listening to this awesome AMA. Once again, make sure you guys go follow Secret Garden of Kadena, follow their Twitter, go join their Discord, get involved with their community, and also make sure if you want to go maybe snag yourself some of those Gen1 NFTs off of Arcade's marketplace before they take the snapshot, so you can get in on some really cool stuff and also have your entry into their awesome Battle Blox game. So make sure everyone also goes and check out KadenaEcosystem.com for all your Kadena needs. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out today, and have a great day. That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for listening. Here at Kadena Ecosystem, we strive to bring an open platform for projects being built on Kadena to present themselves to the community. Please ensure to do your own research on the projects before investing. Also, ensure to follow us on our social media, from Twitter to subscribing to our weekly newsletter to keep up to date on everything KDA related. You can find all the links in the description below. Take care.